A few days back, I was able to go to a Cinemark secret screening, and it turned out to be The Life of Chuck. Here are my thoughts on it. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a lot of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share what you thought of The Life of Chuck if you've seen it, and your excitement level for it, because as of right now, as of the day I'm shooting this video, it hasn't come out yet, so over on my channel, I have more content like this. Check those out once this video is over with. And with all that said, let's just get straight into the review. So I'm probably just going to do this in one take. Like I said, I went into a theater, into Cinemark's secret movie screenings, where apparently once every, I discovered once every 3 months or something like that. Not 3 months, 3 weeks or something. They do a secret screening for a movie that normally hasn't had a wide release yet, and you pay $5 a ticket for it. In this case, the film turned out to be The Life of Chuck. I had not seen a trailer for this movie. I did not know what it was about. What I did know going into this movie is it had Tom Hiddleston in it, because I saw him in the posters and everything, and it was directed by Mike Flanagan, the guy that directed Dr. Sleep. That's pretty much all I knew going into this movie. And so, based on that, and I also knew it was a drama. I don't know if I knew that it was based on a Stephen King novella. I think I looked that up right after, but it is based on a Stephen King novella. And so, I didn't know what this one was about. And what I thought it was a pleasant surprise, by the way. My mind just blanked there for a second. I don't know what I was thinking. But I thought that this was a very pleasant surprise. Just cut to the chase here. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And if you don't know what this is, it's essentially a film that's told in backwards order about, as the title would suggest, kind of the life of Chuck, showing him, especially in the second and third parts of the movie. The first part's about this, end of the world thing, but the second and third parts of the movie, the second and third chunks of the movie are kind of just about the Chuck character. And I don't want to get too much into that. I didn't know what it was about, and I had a really good experience. I don't want to spoil anything. And so I kind of just am keeping this as vague as possible. But what I really enjoyed about this movie is that it was just old-fashioned wholesomeness. It's this mid-budget drama, and we don't get a lot of mid-budget dramas nowadays in a world, it was just a really nice refresher. Because in a world where we get a bunch of movies that cost $200 million to make, and are from big studio projects, pumping out films to get people's money and butts in seats, and trying to be the biggest possible cinematic experience, make the biggest possible mark, in a world where we're getting so many blockbusters and all that, it's kind of refreshing that we saw this mid-budget drama in a theater. And that was just kind of refreshing. But it's also just a very wholesome film that you can't just help but put a grin on your face, especially in the second and third chunks of the movie. It's so wholesome. It's so uplifting. It is kind of a family film in those moments. It tugs at the heartstrings, and because it has such relevant themes that are relatable to everybody. The themes of this movie essentially being that you should do what you want to do. You shouldn't live your life without any regrets. You should make life worth living. The way it conveys this message is absolutely beautiful and just very, very heartfelt and very creative in the way they did it. And what I mean by that is that it's creative in the way they did it because it's told in backwards order. It starts at Act 3, middle act is Act 2, and then the last act is Act 1. And I thought that made the message actually hit a little bit harder. It kind of starts off and you don't really know what's going on, and then as it reveals more information and you learn about the life of Chuck and all that, you piece together the message, and it's actually quite powerful once you get to the end of the film, which I really wasn't expecting from this film. And the themes about living life with as little regrets as possible, it's just so heartfelt. It can relate to actually anybody, and it's a film that I think a lot of people could relate to in a way. And And adding to that, you just get some great performances in here. It has an absolutely stacked cast, but I think the standout here has to be Mark Hamill, which in this movie he does such a great job of being this broken character while also trying to support the Chuck character. He just does so good at like being this like very depressed, broken character, but also trying to like support the child because his character's had such a heavy burden on him, and I thought Mark Hamill just did a fantastic job in here. But really, everybody is great. And instead of being a larger than life story, it shows the little moments of life that just make you happy, and it's that old fashioned drama sense that was just a nice, really good refresher. Especially in a time where we're getting just big blockbusters, big studio films, big franchise films. And by the time you get to the end of it, the thing you piece together is this metaphor. The entire Act 3 was really just a metaphor for what was going on throughout the entire film with the Chuck character. And it's just kind of this metaphor that's actually very impactful. It's very thought-provoking. And it's like this realization at the end. It absolutely comes full circle. I thought it was just so well written, so well done. Mike Flanagan did a very good job with this thing. I thought it was very strange. Like, if I had to say anything negative about it, coming out of the theater, I thought it was very strange that this movie was rated R. Like, I'll just tell you that this movie's rated R. It says rated R for language, and there's really only like a few F-bombs. I mean, when I say a few, I mean like maybe 4, and a couple references to Pornhub. Like, it's rated R for that. Like, the Pornhub references are near the beginning of the movie. But, I would actually recommend this movie to families. Like, strangely enough, it's rated R for, like, a little bit of language here. But it's so... And so I thought that was very strange that it was rated R. They just took out the F-bombs. Like, I think it would have been a family film. But, honestly, I would suggest you take your family to go see this movie because it's just so wholesome. It's so uplifting. It has a great message to it. And it's just like, that's just this old-fashioned drama that has a little bit of sci-fi in it, and it has a little bit of mystery, but it absolutely comes full circle at the end. And so, I thoroughly enjoyed what they did with this movie. Overall, it's an A, but that's just for me. Please check this movie out. Down below in the comment section, share what you thought of it over on my channel. There's more content like this. Check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. I will see you in the next one.